Rounding the southbound curve into Mount Vernon, Illinois, is a manifest freight led by a trio of armor yellow diesels. The lettering, however, reads Missouri Pacific. When this scene was shot on March 9, 1985, this piece of railroad had been owned by the Union Pacific for just over 2 years. Union Pacific's takeover of the Missouri Pacific took effect on December 22, 1982, though the MoPac would exist as a paper railroad until January 1, 1997. In addition to Union Pacific, the UP also absorbed one of its main connections to the West Coast, the Western Pacific. A rare visitor to the eastern end of the system, WP GP40-2 number 3558 is seen switching the yard in Salem. The yard is located on the former MoPac main line between Chicago and the Gulf Coast and was once owned by the Chicago and Eastern Illinois. Symbol freight HC passes through Carter, which is located 7 miles south of Salem. The yard at Dupo, Illinois, is the north end of the former MoPac line from the St. Louis area to North Little Rock and the Gulf Coast. Heading south is a train of Powder River coal headed up by a trio of SD50s. These were the last EMDs ordered by the MoPac and were delivered in UP yellow in 1984 and 1985. Between Altamont and St. Elmo, Illinois, the Chicago sub joined Conrail's former Pennsylvania Railroad St. Louis line for a distance of 7 miles. At St. Elmo, southbound CD2 curves away from the Conrail line and back onto home rails. The C30-7s in the lead were delivered in UP yellow in 1985, and they were the last locomotives ordered by the Missouri Pacific. Eyeballing up the Chicago sub toward Mount Vernon at Bonnie, a blue SD40-2 is in the lead, but the trailing unit is former MoPac in full Union Pacific paint. Tuscola is another Illinois hotspot, with the Chicago subdivision crossing the Illinois Central Main Line and a CSX branch. Union Pacific experimented briefly with road railers. C36-7 number 9044 leads a long string of them northbound across the diamond. From an Illinois hotspot, we move to one of the most popular railfan hangouts in the St. Louis area. Kirkwood is at the summit of both the eastbound grade from the Merrimack River Valley and the westbound grade from the Mississippi Valley. Leading a westbound into town is another re-lettered SD40-2. The former MoPac units were distinctive, even in full UP dress, due to their lack of dynamic brakes. As the end of the year 1988 was approaching, there was one last ending to watch. At Centralia, Illinois on November 20th, GP15 number 1634, still in MoPac blue, is seen working at Valley Steel. This is the former MoPac subsidiary, Missouri and Illinois, which in Illinois operated between Salem and Kellogg on the Mississippi River. With no through traffic remaining on what had historically been a marginal railroad, Union Pacific was abandoning the line from Hoyleton through Centralia and on to Salem. This would be one of the last trains to operate on this portion of the old Mike and Ike, as service would be discontinued east of Hoyleton within a couple of weeks.